I'm Sam Laprade. Welcome to An Hour to Give. This week we're featuring Able2, support for people with disabilities. And their executive director, Heather Lacey, joins me first. Hello, Heather, how are you?
Great. Hi, thanks. I'm really happy to be here.
I am so happy you're here. You know I've waited for this for a very long time.
Yeah.
One, because I love this organization, and at the very end of our segments today, we're going to be speaking about one of my favorite events in this city, Evening in the Maritimes, supporting, of course, Able2. But let's step back a little bit for those that may not be familiar with your organization. Give me a little bit of the history.
Sure. So we've actually been around since 1974. Unbelievable. So we just celebrated 50 years of serving the community, which was a wonderful milestone for us. It's hard to believe that, we've been around that long. But we're a charitable organization, and we want to empower people with disabilities to live the lives that they want to live, right? It's really about ensuring that people with disabilities are seen as valued, seen as important parts of our community, that they are given every opportunity, the same opportunities that we are. And so that's really what our organization is about. And of course, we do that through providing programs, services, and resources for people out there.
Let's dissect that a little bit.
Sure.
So let's talk a little bit about the programs that you offer. I think we're all familiar maybe with one program, but you do so much more.
Yeah, of course. Everybody's familiar with our matching program. That's really the program that started the organization, right? And really it matches individuals with disabilities with allies, volunteers in the community. Of course, that gives people an opportunity to actually have a one-to-one relationship, right? A friendship. That's so important to everyone. And for people with disabilities, they can be very isolated. And of course, that they don't often get that kind of opportunity. So if you think about all of the friends that you have around you, for a lot of people with disabilities, that's not necessarily the case. Of course, we also offer what we call a funding brokerage, which helps people who receive money from government sources to manage that money. So we've helped them there as well. We do programs for individuals from the age from 0 to 18 or 21 if they're in school for fetal alcohol, who may have fetal alcohol disorder, and as well, we just amalgamated with Reach Canada, which means that we now can offer referral services if you're a person with disabilities who may have come into contact with the justice system. So that's really great for us because that allows us to expand some of the programs that, on what we have already. So, yeah.
And you do a lot. You must have a big team.
We are only 24 people.
Wow.
Which is really incredible when you think about it, because we do so much in the way of delivering services. But like many other smaller charities, right, you do a lot with a minimum amount of staff. We also have so many volunteers. We have close to 500 volunteers. We have about 200 alone in the matching program. We have 200 lawyers, mediators, and paralegals on the roster for REACH, our referral services. And then, of course, people that volunteer for the board or volunteer for our events. So that's quite a lot of power that, where people are giving their time to us, right? And that's extremely valuable.
For sure. I always think about philanthropy: time, talent, and treasure, right?
Absolutely.
It takes all three. And when I'm listening to you talk about all these different groups in the community that are helping, it also brings up that feeling of it takes a village, right?
It does. It really does. I mean, when you're looking at about 160,000 people in the Ottawa area alone who have a disability, when you look at, the fact that our population is aging faster, right? And, we all hope to be healthy as we age, but, people, when they age, can encounter issues with disabilities, right? So that number is going to grow, and we are going to be needed out there. We also have a program that connects people through phone calls and who connects, over social media. And those are really important for people, right? You need to keep people connected to their community. So yeah, and I mean, 90% of our funding, I mean, if you look at what we get some money from the City of Ottawa, some from United Way, and some from the provincial government. But most of our money comes through donations and through foundation grants. So it can be pretty overwhelming when you're trying to ensure that you have enough money to operate.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
How did you find your way to Able2?
Oh my gosh. So I came to Able2 in 2018, and I came from Edmonton. But I had worked all over Canada, actually, and actually overseas for a little while. But this, working with people with disabilities has always been, like, that's what started my career, and it's kind of like a nice kind of loop around. This has always been my passion. It's always been in my heart. I have a son now, an older son, who is a person with a disability. And so I've always been an advocate for inclusion. And so that's just how I got here. It just seemed like the right thing to do. And when I applied, I was lucky enough to get the job. And I love it. I love it to death. But it's not just me, right? It's the team that I work with. They're some of the smartest, most compassionate, passionate people about our mission and vision, right? Because we want to see a fully inclusive community, right? And we want to work with other people in our community to make that happen.
For sure.
And so, yeah, it's all I can say to you is that the staff, the team at Able2 is what really makes the organization, right?
You must have had to really pivot during that time we don't kind of talk about, but but 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
You would have been on the verge of having to pivot.
Yeah.
Are you still looking for volunteers? Still trying to make sure you have enough people to make sure this work gets done?
We have a waiting list of about 150 individuals just in the matching program alone.
Wow.
So we are always looking to recruit volunteers. Anything that anyone can do, if they've got some time to give, and you'll hear later on, but I can tell you the impact on not only your life, but the life of the individual that you're matched with, it's just truly amazing. But yeah, I mean, we're always on the hunt for volunteers. COVID was really rough on us. We had to pivot some of our programs, to online delivery. It was difficult for some of our matches because they were really used to seeing people in person.
Right.
And for some people, it's not easy for them to access, social media, use computers. So, that period of isolation was really difficult on them, right? But again, that also, I think, gave us a little bit of a taste of what it was like to be isolated. And then you can identify in a much deeper way with what people are going through, right? So I think that really kind of helped us in a way as well, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I remember last year, we're going to talk a lot about it a little bit later, but I remember last year, an evening in the Maritimes, my dear friend Megan got up and spoke, and with the person she was matched with, and that. There was not a dry eye in the place, not only from emotions, but from laughter. Like the fun that those two have together was wonderful to see. And Megan will tell you, she told us that night, she feels way more rewarded than she ever anticipated.
Well, it's so amazing because a lot of times you go out and you don't really know what to expect, right? But then all of a sudden, before you know it, 2 years have passed. You're now a friend. You have a friend, a new friend, right? And they become part of your family. If you talk to Megan, Marsha's become part of her family, and she's part of Marsha's family. And that's the way a friendship should work, right? And that's what we want for everyone, right? We want everyone to have that person in their life, right? And to have that opportunity. And so I think that's what really makes us special and very different from a lot of other organizations, right? Yeah.
We only have a couple of minutes, but tell us something about Able2 that we don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, a lot of people don't know that Able2 is in the community, which is shocking.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that maybe people don't know about us is that we offer so many different programs, right? And so if you're an individual with a disability, just give us a phone call. We may be able to help you. We may be able to direct you to someone that can help you. But really, give us a call. Give us a chance to help you out. And I think that's the real piece that we want to get across is that we're here to help. We're here to provide resources. We're here to help you with advice. But really, we want to empower you to live that life that you really dream of and you desire, because that's what everybody deserves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think too, Heather, one of the things I've learned about your organization over the years is it's really about making sure that everyone is seen in the community, and it breaks my heart to think that people don't feel seen. So your role really is to make sure everybody is seen.
That's right, exactly. We want people to be seen, right? And sure, somebody can have a disability, and that's fine, but our community needs to be built to include all people, to meet people where they are, and really to understand where their accommodation is needed, what we need to do to create that level playing field for everyone, so that everyone can live the way they desire.
And that's why we're all put on this planet, right?
That's right, exactly.
We only have about 30 seconds. Tell me exactly where we can go to make a donation, a treasure donation.
Yes. You can go to www.able2.org, and you can press the donate button, and you will be able to donate. Simple as that.
So you make it easy. You make it
definitely
easy.
Make it easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Heather. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
Heather Lacey, of course, joining us from Able2. We're going to get a chance to meet lots of other people from the organization today. We're going to learn a little bit later the details about Evening in the Maritimes. Think lobster, right? We're going to come back here on An Hour to Give.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hey everybody, my name is Karen. I'm here with my best friends Shane and Monique. Join us on Rogers TV for Fitness Faction. Every week we're going to take you through a full body workout. We've got strength training, we've got cardio, we've got HIIT. Ladies, let's get back into it.
I think we've got 10 more skaters. Let's go.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. Wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
I'm for have a Holden 1 at 15.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
And we're back on an hour to give. I'm Sam Laprade, and today is all about Able2, support for people with disabilities. Tony Jean-Baptiste joins me now. Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
It's wonderful to have you here.
Oh, it's a pleasure for me also to be here.
Tell me what your role is with Able2.
So I'm the director of program at Able2. So we have several programs, and we have a matching program. We have a program called Able2 for people who are looking for housing and then who want to kind of move to their own. And then also we have other programs like funding brokerage program also. And then we also have like a program for people living with FASD that we call FARP, and where we help those people also just to get information, to get resources they need, things like that. And we also have like the Go Education series, like where we do education series for people and then for family to give them information they need about topics that are really important for them. So we have several programs.
It's really impressive. Let's talk about a couple of those programs that you mentioned. You mentioned the program about FASD, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about what you offer for people that have FASD.
So we offer like system navigation to them, and then we do workshop. We help families also. We give them information they need, and then sometimes also there are some people who have FASD and then they have like a diagnostic, and some other they don't really have diagnostic. So we don't really take that into account whenever somebody is referred to us, and then we will help those people to give them information they need, and then we could help them also just because they may have some challenging like in their daily life. Sometimes also they may have challenges also with their memory, things like that, and then we give them the information, all the information they need, and then in order to kind of to live their life and then to be able to do what they want to do and then to feel independent and then to reach like their full potential.
And that's all about that empowerment piece,
yes,
right?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Right.
And you talked about the funding brokerage.
Yeah.
And we hear all the time, and it just breaks my heart, people that have been scammed or they haven't had, their money hasn't been used properly, and so you help to make sure that they're protected and that their money is used in the right way.
Yeah, but the fact is sometimes like people, they may have some money available there, but the fact is, managing that money can be too much difficult for them, too much difficult for their family also, especially like, when you have to consider the compliance also of the funding organization, that could be too much hard for them to show paperwork and everything like that. So we support those people, and then where they could come to us, and then whatever they want to do, like with their money, like it could be passport funding, it could be special service at home, or anything like that. And then what they will do when they do any activities, and then at the end, and then we will kind of collect all the paper that they need, and then we take that under our responsibility, just like, they don't really have to get audited. Family don't really have to feel kind of stressful about using that. And then also, people sometimes they have money, they don't even know that they have it, and they are not really able to use it. So by the fact that they come to us, and then we can help them now, to be able to participate in their community, to do things that they like to do, while, we will take all the responsibility for them. So just to make sure that, they are using their money in compliance to the funding organization.
Mm-hmm. And you've been with Able2 over 20 years,
yes,
which is just amazing to me. Has there been somebody or a situation, a story that really impacted you?
You know what? I've been there, like when you are saying that, oh my God, 20 years, that's a lot. But the fact is, first of all, when you really can see the impact of the work you are doing, that one also of the best things also about what we do at Able2 is to be able to see the impact we have on people's life. And then I have so many stories that I could share with you. One of them, I remember, for instance, there was a case where one man, and then he came to us, with a lot of anxiety because he wanted to participate in his community, to do things, to have fun in his community, to have somebody who can just spend time with him. But the fact is, at that time, when that guy came to us, and then I think his only support at that time was his mom, and then unfortunately, I think his mom was planning to go to an event outside of Ottawa for 1 week. And it was the first time he was going to be by himself for that long. I cannot tell you how much he felt really so anxious about that situation. It was hard for him, but the fact is we were able to match him at Able2 to a volunteer ally, and then with the match, you know, you could see with over time, he kind of gained confidence on himself, and he was able to move on his own, get his own apartment. And then after that, he met his partner, get married, and he became like a community, like somebody in his community, and then you could see all that in his life. So that's the kind of transformation we are able to see in people's life.
Wow, and you get to witness that,
exactly.
Tony. Wow.
Yeah. So once you are looking at situation like that, example like that, you know, that adds something to the impact of what you are doing, and then you feel, oh my God, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk to me about another program maybe that really touches your heart.
So I think all the program, you know, they are very important. You know, all program we have at Able2, you know, they are all very important. Like for instance, just have legal support and, you know, access to justice. Because, you know, like legal services in our community, you know, they are so expensive, you know. Like regular person, you know, cannot really have access to that. And for someone who live with fixed income, that could be very, very, very hard. So one thing we do, we have, like as Heather was saying previously, so we have a group of volunteers, they are there, paralegal, you know, lawyers, and then sometimes also students from Ottawa University too. And then those people, they are there, and then they are helping people with disability just to help them with their legal referral services, you know. So, of course, there is a number of hours that, you know, that we are able to offer to people like in a year, but just the fact that we are able to do that, that makes a big difference on people's life, because not only, you know, they are able to have someone to help them with their legal services, but at the same time also, you know, they can learn about, you know, their rights, you know, tenant rights and things like that also, that without our program, that might be very difficult for them to have access to.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's incredible. That part, I think, would maybe surprise a lot of people, that, you know, that you have a program that's so specific like that. And the matching program, of course, I think that's the one, as I said earlier, that's the one we most know about, I think, in the community. But there's just such incredible friendships built there.
I'm telling you, like, the matching program, especially when you look at, like, the kind of relationship we were able to develop in people's life. You know, and then I know, like, I remember there was a research that demonstrated that, you know, for someone who has a disability, they may have like between 1 or 2 people in their life in average, you know? And then most of the time, those people they have in their life, they are family members or people who are getting paid to be with them. But once you take, like, our program, our matching program, where we match someone with somebody who didn't really have nothing to do with them, and then they become friends. It's not all the time they become friends, but some of the time they become friends, and then they do things. They are together, like things that you will do with your friend. You go for a walk, you go to see a movie, you go for coffee, you do things like that. You go to watch a game, things like that, and after that they have fun. They feel now, you know, they are somebody. Like I remember a situation where a person with a disability will tell us, you know, oh, now I have a lot of friends because of my volunteer. My volunteer introduced me now to other people. You know, my volunteer introduced me to their families, things like that. So this is the kind of impact we are having on people's life in our program.
It really is special. Is it all different kinds of people that volunteer for that? People that are retired, maybe people that are working? Is it a variety?
So for volunteer, it could be anyone. It could be anyone. We have some students at the university. We have some people also who are retired. We also have people who are married and then who have children also, but they just want to do something different.
Right.
And sometimes they don't even know also how much they will be able to get also from what they are doing by being there for someone who has a disability. Because usually, like, people will think, oh, I'm going to help someone who has a disability, but sometimes also the volunteer will get so much from that relationship. Sometimes they will tell us, you know, oh my God, I feel that spending time with my friend who has a disability, that's helped me, you know, just to slow down about everything that's going on in life, and then to be with someone who is sincere, who is honest, someone that I can really trust, and then someone also who really appreciate the time that I'm spending with them too, you know.
Yeah, what a beautiful message that is.
And in term of people where we find them, so people, they come from everywhere. Like some people, they are retired, some also, they are not retired, they are still working, you know, they still have a busy life, but they just want to do something different. And then we offer them that opportunity to do that, and then at the end, you know, they say, you know, oh my God, I really enjoy what I'm doing, and then I think I'm the one who is really getting much more than in the relationship than the person with a disability.
You look like you just love this work. You're very passionate. Would you do anything else? Is this what you were meant to do?
What not to love? When you are doing something like, especially, you know, when you see that people, they are really happy about what you are doing. You feel that, you see that. And then whenever you have the opportunity to sit down with them, just to listen to their story, and then they will tell you. And then I'm thinking also that you will have the opportunity to meet one of the match also after me. So you will see that also. You will see the kind of relationship they have between them, you know. I've seen, like, I remember one situation where we have someone who has a disability, and then she was matched with a volunteer, and then she came to us to say, oh my God, now my volunteer now, she's going to have a child. And then now I feel that I'm going to be an auntie. You know, it's kind of, she has a new family, you know. So things like that, they have some kind of impact, not only on the match, but also on you also who are part, who can observe something like that.
Beautifully said, Tony. Thank you so much. What a beautiful way to end our time together. Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thanks.
Tony Jean-Baptiste joining us, of course, from Able2 here on An Hour to Give. I'm Sam Laprade. Stay with us. We have more for you. Come on back.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Real men would rather sell you across the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
No! Just get her into a boat. No!
Chloe! Chloe, no!
Word of Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Today, I helped a parent feed their family by connecting them to a food program.
Today, I helped someone connect with mental health supports.
Today, I helped a couple struggling to pay their bills access financial aid.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Okay.
It's around the corner.
Okay, here we go.
Ready? Okay, here we go.
Thank you so much for joining us here on An Hour to Give. I'm Sam Laprade, and we are back talking about Able2 today, and I'm so excited to welcome Adrian and Arandant. And of course, his friend John Robson. Hi, everyone. How's everyone?
We're great.
Fantastic. So tell me about the relationship between you and John.
We go back a while. I knew John since 1999. I started off looking for a volunteer opportunity, and I was referred to that particular agency. And John and I were matched at that point, and we've been matched ever since.
John F. Kennedy!
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that they asked me was what I was interested in doing as a volunteer.
Yeah.
And so they helped match us up. John was interested in learning.
Yes.
I was interested in helping someone learn. Yeah. And so that's where John F. Kennedy comes in.
Okay.
We started off taking some courses at Algonquin.
Okay.
And
Algonquin College.
yes.
Algonquin College. I went to Algonquin. That's great.
The Germany and Chinese.
Yes, so we took 3 courses actually. John F. Kennedy, history of John F. Kennedy and the assassination. The other was German.
Yeah.
And then Chinese, which was Mandarin.
Okay.
And that was a big challenge.
Yeah.
So we started off like that, just trying to learn a few languages, and then the rest sort of grew from there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know you know this already, but it's 26 years you've been together.
It's been a while.
And
I don't count anymore.
does it feel that long, or is this just part of your life working with our friend John?
No, it doesn't feel that long at all.
I got to go home to last year, Sam.
Google Home, yeah.
I got to go home for Christmas.
Yes.
Does that help you learn, John?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem that long. Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so tell me about your life before you came to Able2. Were you feeling like you were missing something in your life? Why reach out?
Why we came to Able2 was for community, actually. John and I were sort of navigating each other, the relationship, and Ottawa itself. I was fairly new to Ottawa at the time, and so we were just going out in the community. And not being familiar with the community and their needs, basically. I was learning on the go. And so when I heard about Able2, someone expressed it as an organization where you meet like people, and there are organized events for us to participate in. And so that's kind of what I was looking for. I wanted us to have a place and some organized activities, and that's kind of how we came to Able2.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And John, do you enjoy your time with Adrian?
Yes.
Yes.
I went to see the Lion King 4 days ago. 4 days ago at 11 a.m.
Yes.
The movie is the Lion King.
That must have been fun for all of you. Yes.
Yes.
That's great. And what else do you enjoy doing, John?
I enjoy Father of the Bride, Beauty and the Beast, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Good Morning Vietnam, the Lion King movie.
What about some walks?
I went to see, walked over to Spellmetal Farm.
Yeah.
And we go to the NAC sometimes.
Handel's Messiah Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And Frozen on February 20th. January 22nd. And I saw, and I went to see Son of a Bitch.
Oh, that must have been an interesting show. So tell me, Adrian, in terms of how this has enriched your life, your relationship, and your friendship with John.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, it's been a learning journey for me. So how it's enriched is it's opened my eyes greatly. Just seeing how John is received in the community, that was eye-opening to me. And it gives me a satisfaction to be out in the community with him. Because these days, we settled into a bit of a routine. And one of those routines is we do shopping at Costco.
Okay.
And so the staff at Costco knows us now.
Yes.
And they know Thursday is hot dog day. So we
Okay.
go for hot dogs. And I have a slice of pizza. but that's our routine. And it's enriched my life because it's given me a whole new appreciation for the challenges that are faced by some of our fellow citizens. And then also it's exposed me to their support community. So whether it's volunteers like me, whether it's organizations like Able2, and whether it's the folks in the community who actually run some of these organizations, I've gotten to know them and gotten to really
go to
love,
Summer Race Restaurant.
love and appreciate the work they do. Yeah.
So you like going to restaurants? You like going to restaurants, John?
I'm going to Summer Race on May the 10th.
Oh, that sounds like
That's John's birthday.
Oh, May the 10th.
Yes.
That's a good day.
And that's our regular breakfast for his birthday.
Okay.
What was I going to say, John?
My birthday's coming up in 95 days, Sam.
95 days.
Yes. You asked John if he likes food.
Yes.
John doesn't like food. John loves food.
Yes.
And John loves music. Right?
Don't make me over.
Yes. And he's encyclopedic with his knowledge of music.
Yes.
So that's one of the things I've learned with him. He plays keyboard, loves classical music. Hence, we go to the NAC for some of that. We go to Blues Fest now. So.
Oh, I love Blues Fest.
The Blues Fest on the July the 3rd.
Yes, so fun.
Yeah.
So fun. And I just love it because you're naming all of those places we all want to go, Adrian. Right? And this city is for everyone. And I just love that you and John are getting to be enriched by all of it.
Yeah, and so that's I guess the quid pro quo. So he's taken me to some of these things.
I love it.
Yeah, because I'd never been. Just hold on to the microphone there. But I'd never been to Blues Fest until John took me, and so now we go annually, and it's a lot of fun. So the more we can do in the community, the happier we both are.
What does your family think of your relationship with John?
It was interesting because when I first introduced John to my family, I have a daughter. She was very young, and it was very intimidating for her, the whole change in behavior. John has a high-pitched voice, as you hear. But she is probably one of the most protective people of John. And so it's come where I wanted it to be, where she has some appreciation for what I try to bring. My wife is very supportive. I would never have done this without her. I remember when I told her that I was going to be doing some volunteering and giving my time, that would impact us and our young family. She was totally on board. And now John's familiar with my friends, my network, not so much my immediate family who lives in Toronto, but they know of him, they know of my relationship. I think they're very happy that we're able to spend time together. And they support me in ways that they can, so sometimes I'll put out a fundraising request and they'll respond. So that's how I know they care too, right?
Can you imagine your life without John?
I don't want to.
What is the Bell Cable's gonna do, Sam?
I don't want to. I know it's coming, but I don't want to. Yeah. No, I can't. He's become very close. Part of my family, so I live in Ottawa. As I said, my relatives live in Toronto, so he's part of my little family. So we celebrate Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving together, and so no.
John, what do you want to say to Adrian for all the great times you spend together?
Oh yeah, what should we do with the Bell Cable?
It's a big question. It's a big question. But I'm sure you thank Adrian for all his great work with and hanging out with you and being friends.
Do you, John?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's so special to see you together. But I really hope today, if we can have one match found today, I think it would be a success.
Absolutely.
So
when's your birthday, Sam?
My birthday just happened January 30th.
Oh, that was last week. Happy birthday!
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you, John. I want to ensure that we find someone today.
Yes.
So speak to someone at home that maybe is thinking, I'm a little bit nervous to put my hand up and offer to do this type of volunteering.
I guess I would say people need people. We want to be, I want to be helping in the community. This is a way that I can make someone's life a little bit, hopefully better, relieving some of the loneliness and isolation, bringing them into the community. And the commitment isn't huge. I mean, we see each other once a week, and it makes me feel good being out there. I love spending time with John. John's a happy guy, and he just loves being out and about. It's a good time for me. When I was working, I'm retired now, it got me away from thinking about work. It was just our time together. And I think it's important for us to connect with each other as people. And let's
to the movie in
do what we can
2001.
to sort of help each other. That would be my pitch to anyone out there.
Yeah. No, I think it's really important because I think people think, oh, I'm really busy or I'm working and I can't find the time. But I think you saying, listen, I do this one time a week, but look at how it's enriched your life.
Yes.
Look how it's impacted John's life. You can tell the relationship between the two of you. It's quite beautiful to witness. I'm so glad I got to meet you both.
Very nice to meet you.
Okay, last words to you, John.
What do you want to say?
What do you want to say about your time with Adrian?
I went to the movie in 2001.
Yes.
Popcorn. I was not feeling good. I had stomach flu.
Oh, shoot.
But we finally got back to the movies in 2025. So.
Excellent. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Well, thank you so much for sharing time with us today on An Hour to Give, and it's such a beautiful friendship. I can see that, and I'm hoping today we've inspired someone. Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate your time. Thank you, John, for visiting me today and for the birthday wishes.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here on An Hour to Give. I'm Sam Laprade. When we come back, my friend Michael's going to join us. He's going to talk about Evening in the Maritimes. You're going to want to mark the date on your calendar. Come on back on An Hour to Give.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Dave Hilson with a message for everyone looking for a fun winter outing. The always popular Winterlude is taking place from January 31st to February 17th. Now, you probably know about the skating on the Rideau Canal and the ice sculptures at Confederation Park, but there are other new events this year. Spark Street is holding opening night festivities on January 31st with a DJ from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. along with Lux, a Winterlude sound and light show. Also, you don't want to miss the ice sculptures featuring a tribute to Oscar Peterson. And new this year in the Byward Market, you'll find a synthetic skating rink on William Street that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To have your community news and or event listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com and click on events, then post your event. That's it.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211, help starts here.
Hi, I'm Paula Roy, and it's my pleasure to welcome you back into my kitchen for another season of Paula Roy's Favorite Foods. My approach to food is pretty straightforward. Fancy is fine, but when you're in a time crunch or have a really hungry and patient family to feed, I say simple recipes made with wholesome ingredients that you probably have on hand are the best. And that's exactly what you'll find on Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV.
Well, today is all about Able2 support for people with disabilities, and I'm so excited to welcome my friend, Michael Lifshitz. How are you, Michael?
I am good, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm so excited to have you here because we've chatted when it comes to comedy and charities. You've been on the radio with me, and now you're on the TV show with me. I love it so much. You're here on An Hour to Give, and you're here for such a great reason. So I've told you 100 times before how much I love Evening in the Maritimes, and you've got a very important role. Tell us what it is.
So I have the honor of being the honorary chair of the event. Last year was my first year involved with it. Yeah. And it is such a wonderful event for an even better cause. But the event is just so much fun. I remember last year I was saying to my friends afterwards that I'm actually sad that I've lived in Ottawa this long, and this is the first year I realized this is happening, because it's just such a phenomenal
And
evening.
it's been at different venues. Last year, were we at the Westin last year?
We were.
And was it gorgeous? And I still don't know how all of you do it, because you put hundreds of people in a room. You dedicate each section. I'll proud to say I was in New Brunswick. Each section is dedicated to a maritime province. And you serve, I don't know how you people do this, because it is incredible. You serve lobster to everyone. How do you do it?
I will be honest, I don't know. There are very talented people behind the scene that personally handle that. Like, I remember coming off the elevator, I'm like, oh my God, it's like I'm in the Maritimes. I was blown away with how they make such a submersive experience that you actually feel like you're in the Maritimes.
You do. And the decor, everything is just top notch. And the best part about it, everyone's there. Like, the city is just a buzz about the event. I saw so many of my friends there, and a lot of people buy tables, which are you can get your tables right now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So talk to me a little bit about early bird and all of those good things.
So now is, like, right now, as I'm talking, is the best time to get your tickets.
Yeah.
The early bird special is till February 28th.
Okay.
So now is the perfect time to go. And as you said, there's individual tickets, there's corporate tickets. Yeah. If a company wants to have an employee appreciation night, what a fun way to do it. It's a phenomenal way to do it. A great way for them to have client appreciation, show off that you're a company that cares about your community.
Yeah.
Why not invite some clients to join you over a delicious dinner, a fun evening of entertainment, and most importantly, a remarkable cause.
A remarkable cause, absolutely. I will tell you that, as you know, I collect husbands, and my law firm was there. So they were there in full-fledged supporting the community. My accountant was there. I mean, it just really is one of those nights where I think everybody feels like they need to come out, support Able2. The interviews last year showing impact, there wasn't a dry eye in that room, and I think, but there was also lots of laughter. Like, it was just such a beautiful night, and I just want everyone to experience it.
It absolutely, I think, if I have one wish for people, is to have the chance to come and experience it, and it's just beautiful. And honestly, I found it touching the way, like you say, that everyone comes together. Business people, community leaders, media, everyone comes together to support a fantastic cause and raise much needed funds to support all the programs we've heard about over the last hour.
Absolutely. And I will say that, and I love lobster. So I should have been born in PEI or something, because I love lobster. For those that don't want lobster, don't like it, there is another beautiful meal. So my friend last year that I went with, she doesn't really like lobster, but she had a beautiful meal too. So it really is for everyone.
Absolutely. So there's obviously the beautiful East Coast meal of lobster and seafood chowder, but if that's not your thing, there is a beef option, a vegetarian option, so there is something for everyone, and everyone gets a wonderful meal, great entertainment, beautiful stories. There's a silent auction and a live auction that is happening. So there are wonderful prizes that people can bid on. I was very excited last year because there's the Sea Creatures sweepstakes, so you can win some fun prizes. And the cool part is you buy a little sea creature. So I got a little lobster, and I remember I put it on one of the buttons, and I was very proud of showing off my little lobster all night. So it's just a really fun evening. And
it is.
It's really touching when you. It's great to help causes, but it's really touching when you can see firsthand the impact. And you're right, the stories that were shared, people were laughing and crying at the same time.
I know.
Because it was just so touching to hear the impact that the program has.
Well, I have to tell you, I had a moment where I realized that I had a friend who was a celebrity because you all got piped in. And I said to my table, that's my friend Michael. So it was great. Like, there's a lot of formality around it, but yet it's a casual night. It's this beautiful balance of both.
Right, and I mean, I'll be honest, I was disappointed the next day when I went out and there was no accompanying music. I'm like, okay, I'm back to just being Michael, the guy wheeling down the street. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lovely evening, and it's really East Coast kitchen party, and it's just so much fun. It was just a fun night of laughter. And you can also feel good because it's fun to go out and have a fun time, but you don't feel guilty having a fun time because you're like, I'm actually helping people.
Exactly. No, it was great. It was so great. And I know there's always people every year that are like, I can't believe Evening in the Maritimes is sold out and they didn't get their tickets. So that's one of the reasons we're doing the show today, is to talk about, of course, Able2 and all the great work, but also to really encourage people to get their tickets because we don't want to see them disappointed.
Absolutely. And I remember last year, a friend of mine was all excited because she went and bought an early bird ticket because she's like, every year I miss out. And then by the time I hear about it, the tickets are all sold out. So again, easiest way to do it is go to able2.org right now and get your tickets.
Get your table,
you won't
get
be
your
disappointed.
ticket. Yeah, for sure. Date. May 29th, 2025. I know where you're going to be. I'm hoping to be there too. Where are we going this year?
We are at the Westin again. So we will be at the Westin.
I am so happy about that. I thought it was such a beautiful location. The Westin team really did a great job. All of your volunteers, all of the centerpiece, just the centerpieces alone. I'm like, that would take an army to do that. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, the centerpieces. When I got to the table, I'm like, oh my God, that's really neat. That is, it's just, like I said, it's just so, it really is an immersive experience that every detail is thought out. Last year during the networking cocktail at the beginning, we had a person on stilts and then walking a lobster. So the lobster was actually walking. And it was funny because I was looking for the person. I nearly ran over the lobster. I'm like, oh, great. That's not good. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool.
That's funny. Yeah, no, it was great. And you had some really interesting cocktails at the beginning and really creative. It must take a team, Michael, a team of people to do this event.
Absolutely. It was a phenomenal team. Like, honestly, I had the easy job. I just showed up and went and practiced holding my flag because I had joked last year that I should take PEI so that if I dropped the flag, I upset the fewest number of people. But we were good. We practiced and we got it down straight, so we managed to hold on to the flag. But yeah, it is just such a phenomenal event. Like, I think by about 5 minutes in, I'm like, okay, this has to be an annual thing for me to do because it was just such a fun and enjoyable night. I can't recommend it enough. I hope everybody. I look forward to seeing everyone there this year.
Me too. Me too. I've got the date circled on my calendar for sure, and I really hope that everybody comes out and celebrates. What would you say to people that maybe today is the first day they've learned about Able2?
I think I would say the importance of what they do and to please support it. Obviously, I'm pretty big on inclusion, obviously, for obvious reasons. And the reason I gotten involved was because I understand the frustration people can have living with a disability in a world that very often is not designed for folks in wheelchairs or living with a disability. There's kind of that expectation. And it's not that anyone's intentionally trying to exclude. We just maybe don't necessarily think about it, or they're like, sure, you're welcome. Like, I always laugh. There's a bar down in the market, and there was a sign that said everyone's welcome, but it was hung next to a flight of stairs. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, they say everyone is welcome, not everything. So I guess, but me and the wheelchair are kind of attached, right? We're kind of a package deal. So I think it's such a phenomenal organization. And just the message of Able2, I just love the name, because I think folks with disabilities were able to do a lot more than people would suspect if we're given that opportunity. And if people ask us or include us and give us a seat at the table, as you guys have today. So, yeah, I think it's please support. I will mention that the silent auction, it begins on May 1st. So if people are not able to make the event, they can still support the event through the silent auction because it is available online. Or as Heather said before, go to the website, hit the donation button.
I love it.
Very easy, right? It really is a critical service that they provide to folks with disabilities. And as Heather mentioned, I always say that I wish everyone experiences mobility challenges. And the reason I say that is the reality of the matter is that if we are fortunate enough to live a long life, I mean, I got a little bit of a head start, but if you live long enough, you will have mobility challenges. We all slow down with age. And
really important message.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank
I appreciate your time. To all of our guests today, thank you so much for joining us, learning all about Able2. I'm Sam Laprade. This has been An Hour to Give.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly.